So, yeah, this is pretty cool, right? So, I wrote down the questions that you had from the text message that you sent me. So I don't have a specific layout that I'm gonna do for all the questions because I normally kind of don't read, like that with the whole, just a bunch of questions kind of like at once. Um, so what I will do is basically do kind of like a mini spread for every question, and then for the tougher question towards the end, I'll do I think I'll do a Celtic cross for that one, which asks like maybe 10 different questions, kind of like gets us a little bit more insight in that way. So um, because this is my practice, this is my business, I am going to read you a short disclaimer before we begin, and if you agree, then you can keep watching. Okay. So let's go ahead and clear the energy. So feel free to get comfortable. I don't plan on having us here longer than an hour. That's, it can be answering a lot. Like, this work takes a lot of energy. It can be really draining. So, I would say like 30 minutes, but given the depth of everything, it may take an hour. It just depends on what I'm getting, what messages I'm getting that's coming through. So I have a few decks that I intend on using, and I have more here to choose from. So whatever I'm guided to, that's what I'm going to use for it today. And yeah, so let's start. So go ahead and get comfortable if you like. Go ahead and have a seat. I'm going to just clear the energy for us real quick, okay? Beautiful. Really love my little singing bowl. Okay, so disclaimer. So all the information and services provided by Jasmine and Elevate Your Energy LLC are for educational, spiritual, inspirational, and entertainment purposes only, and are not intended to, nor should they ever, take the place of any medical, legal, financial, psychological, or any other professional advice, and are not responsible for any decisions made. Those are yours, and those are yours to make, and should always use your better judgment and intuition towards what's best for you, and accept personal accountability for them. If you agree to this disclaimer you just heard, please continue watching. Okay. All right. So I just got water here next to me because my throat tends to get a little dry with the fan going and everything because my room's hot. So, all right, let's get into it. So first question I'm going to do, you asked about, you said something or someone that you feel is around you. So I'm going to get a little bit of insight on that, and what they might want, and should you be worried. Okay, those are the questions that I tend to ask about that. Okay. Or this being, this entity that might be around you, that you're feeling. Who is around Debbie that she's unaware of? Who is Debbie? Who is around Debbie that she is unaware of? Interesting. Who is around Debbie that she is unaware of? So for me, I don't know if you've ever watched tarot readings before. That's something I did until I'm asking you and I forgot. But for me as a reader, I don't pick the cards typically. It's faster to do it like that, and I could do it like that and it would still be accurate, but For me as a reader, I prefer to let the cards jump out. For me, that's an indication that it's spirit, my guides, you know, higher self that's coming through. So instead of my own energy by picking them, so just so you know, I let them fly. That's kind of how that's how I read. So I just wanted to make that disclaimer there. So, heart of the matter, could be someone that you're like a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. It could be a man. Someone that could be wanting to come towards you, wanting to talk to you, wanting to take some type of action. Okay, so let's get more into that. Divine, who is this person that she is unaware of? So Knight of Swords is the first card that came out. So the Knight of Swords, Swords energy, that's air energy. So that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So that person, this person that you're that you feel is around you could be one of those signs if you know who it is. And that's air sign. So this is a person who really doesn't think before acting. Maybe they don't really think thoroughly before speaking. So they may kind of come off as aggressive. They may be kind of argumentative. They may be someone who doesn't really, like I said, think before they speak. They just kind of, you know, make decisions without thinking about them, thinking them thoroughly through first. Okay. So let's see. I wrote down questions that I wanted to make sure I asked just so I didn't forget. Okay, let's see. What do they want? Divine, what does this person want? They may want to work with you. They may want you to work for them. It could be someone that you have worked for or with in the past, because we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this speaks of mastery. It could be speaking of something that you've worked on, someone you've worked with. Okay, they maybe, like I said, want to work with you. They may want to, if it's someone in a romantic sense, it's someone that wants to work on things with you. Okay, so if it's like someone you're talking to or someone you have interacted with at some point, it's someone, and that's a Pentacles energy, Earth sign energy. So that's Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Okay, so that person could be of that sign as well. They want to work on things. They may, like I said, want to work together in some type of aspect. It could be relationship wise, or it could be work. So that's what I'm getting for that. And should you be worried? Divine, should she be worried about this person? Should she be worried about this person, Divine? Should she be worried? Should she be worried? Should she be worried? And I'm doing this reading to make it as easy to understand as possible. So bear with me I'm channeling messages, but I'm trying to articulate them in the best way possible as well. Okay. Should she be worried, Divine? Should she be worried about this person? Should she be worried? King of Swords. So it's not that you should be worried necessarily, but this person may not be very kind. Okay. It may be someone who uses their head over their heart. They are more logical in what they do. They think more with, you know, their mind than their heart. They're more a logical decision maker than a with the heart decision maker. So like I said, it might be someone, which is another, again, an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius individual that may, you know, may not they may not come off in the warmest way. They may not you know, have the warmest approach. They may not be the kindest, the nicest person ever, right? They may have like a kind of like a straight to the point, direct, okay, sense of personality. If that person, this sounds familiar to you, of a person that you're dealing with. So should you be worried? Not necessarily, but they, like I said, they may also have manipulative traits. Okay, so I'd be, just keep your eye open for that. Okay. So let's So we're gonna tap into your gifts. Let's see what those are. See if we could get some insight, identify what those are and how you can tap into them and what might be blocking you from tapping into them. Okay, that's what I'm gonna try to find out today. So let's get some of these. So I'm gonna ask for this one. I'm gonna ask us I think I'm gonna ask them like in a series. Okay, I'm gonna get all the cards for the first question, all the cards for the second question, all the cards for the other question, as it relates to your gifts. Okay. Divine, what are Debbie's gifts? What are her gifts? What do they involve? Now these may be what comes up, maybe what you're aware of, or maybe unaware of. Okay, so keep that in mind. So it could have something to do with the legal system, okay? Because at the bottom we have justice. That's in this deck it's balance, but in the traditional tarot that's justice. So that speaks to you know, karma, reaping what you sow. It speaks to like I said, balance. The justice system, things being, scales being weighed out. Crapola. Interesting. Y'all saw that? Thank you for joining me. I don't know what that means. Alright, let's continue this reading. Okay. Well, as you can see, we have a spirit in here with us today. Maybe overseeing the reading, okay? Keeping our energy safe. So, let's continue. So I had to switch my angle, just so you know, I had to switch my angle because my big camera, this is the only thing that's been on it is the previous footage, and it ran out of space because I guess I need a bigger memory card apparently. So I went ahead and switched. I'm using my phone, so I'm just gonna combine the two videos together and you know, send it to you in one, so you know, so that way we don't lose what was already the messages that I already got earlier, right? So we're gonna dive into what are the gifts, okay, what your gifts are, how you can tap into them, and maybe potential blockages to why you haven't been able to. Okay, so let's get into that. All right. The bottom of the other one we had justice. So like I was saying, the legal system, that could be, you know, anywhere in like a courthouse, that could be a lawyer, that could be a security, that could be administration, things like that. Maybe bringing people to justice. Okay, your gifts could involve bringing things or situations to justice, whether it be like you advocating for some people or advocating for something, for a particular cause, some type of cause that you might be really passionate about, a particular cause that may have something to do with your past or something you've experienced, okay, that you can help, that others are now experiencing or going through, and you have, you know, through your own experience, have insight to, you know, how you can help people, okay, in that kind of way. So your gifts could definitely have something to do with that, if that sounds of anything, you know, that makes sense to you. So I have it, the angle kind of like not fully on me, just because I want to be able to let you see the cards as well. I don't really know what type of reading you like, as far as, you know, like what you like to see, if you rather see my face and I'll show you the cards, or if you rather look at them on the table as I draw them out. So I'm kind of just going with the flow here, because like I said, I had to switch my camera angle for you, so just so we could continue, because otherwise it would take me quite a while to fix. You know, it's not as easy as it should be of just simply taking the footage off the card and then it's clear. I have to reformat it after that, so that's a whole different process that I have to look up again to figure out, remember how to do, and it's just, this is easier to just finish it like this. So I think I'm gonna just show you the cards and you know, let you see the cards like that and read the messages as I get them. Okay, so I'm gonna drop the camera down so you can see the desk, and then do it like this. All right, so Divine, what are Debbie's gifts? Please give us insight to what her gifts are. And like I said, I'm going to be using a few different decks, so, you know, different decks have different messages within them, and then as I get them intuitively will be different as well. So it's like pulling messages from all over the place around here. Okay, so all right, now what are her gifts, please? What are Debbie's gifts? Suffering in silence. So this is the Nine of Swords card. So this card speaks to anxiety, stress, sleepless nights, worry, like a worry wart energy. And so what this could speak to as far as your gifts go is that you might have a gift in maybe calming people down who have issues with anxiety, who maybe deal with depression. Okay, people who deal with maybe negative thinking or like thoughts, things with their like stress and anxiety that comes from their mind. Okay, so your gifts could definitely have something to do with that. Let's get one more with this deck. Whoa. Awareness. So this card, awareness, this speaks to having everything you need. Okay, so this could speak to, I'm getting two different types of messages here with this one. So the Magician card, this is a magician in the traditional tarot. So the Magician card speaks to having everything you need to manifest. So the first message I'm getting with that is you have the tools you need to you know, bring this to bring these gifts to the surface. Okay, it's just a matter of, like you said, tapping in, figuring out how to tap into them. Okay, that takes practice. That's why this whole, like that was an epiphany I had earlier today. I want to quickly share with you is, you know, our gifts, we have to, what was I going to say? God, as fast as it came, as fast as I lost it. Anyway, so yeah, this speaks to having everything you need, okay, to not only manifest what you want, like how to bring these gifts up, but also having everything you need to, you know, like that could be part of like your gift is helping others see that they have everything they need to move forward. They have everything they need to change maybe the situation that they're in, to come out of, you know, this this worry wart energy. Okay, I'm sure you've had experiences where you've been worried about something and you realize that kind of like the worrying doesn't help me. This is how I help myself. This is how I got out of it. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that could involve coaching, okay? That could involve speaking, like public speaking. But it's your awareness. So I feel like, given what I did know about your mom, right? Awareness, you're her daughter. That means you have awareness too, okay? And so, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, so the thing about practice, right? Even doctors, they call it a practice because it takes you, this is, first to tap into our awareness and our intuition and to even do what I'm doing, that takes practice. You have to do it over and over and over again. Anything you ever got good at took practice, right? So it's gonna take practice for you to maybe strengthen your awareness to maybe your third eye and what it is you should be doing, okay? But like I said, as far as your gifts go, this could speak to the type of awareness you have. Where I was going with you being her daughter, right? And whatever gifts she has that she had intuitively, okay, you have those gifts too, right? This third eye chakra is being illuminated, or actually this is the crown chakra, but you know, this is having the awareness from the ethers, okay? Having that spiritual awareness from God, whatever it is you believe in, it's the same thing, okay? It's that higher source, that higher power, that higher knowing, okay? So that's what this is speaking to, is that you may have a gift of maybe having deeper knowing, a deeper awareness than you realize, or that other people realize, okay? So this is also speaks to trusting yourself. So when you have those times where you're feeling like, you know, like you have a deep knowing about something, trust that guidance, okay? That means like in that moment, take a pause to really think about, what is this trying to tell me right now, without overthinking it. You know what I'm saying? It's good. And that too, again, takes practice. Trust me, I know it takes practice to, you know, get comfortable and figure out how to do that without stressing yourself out and asking, you know, keep repeating, asking, is it the right thing? Is it something you should be doing? So let me get a couple of oracle cards. So I'm going to be using some of the same cards from for different questions. Okay, so meaning like I'm gonna use these cards for this question, but I'm gonna use these for another question as well later on. So I'm gonna just, you know, switching out and using them as I'm guided for each question. So Divine, please give me more insight to what Debbie's gifts are. What are her gifts? And this could also speak to, like I said, if there's been an experience that you've had about maybe where you've suffered in silence, okay, through a situation. Part of your gifts, what I've recently discovered, part of our gifts are through our experiences, okay? So if there's something that you've gone through where you have suffered in silence, okay, that means that's a story that you need to tell. Whether you put it in a book, whether you do public speaking on it, okay, whether it's through seminars, workshops, whatever you're drawn to. If there's a situation where you've suffered in silence yourself, it's time for you to speak that story, to tell that story, okay, is what I'm strongly getting with that one too right now. You know, and the awareness, maybe how you knew, maybe what epiphanies you had that told you that it's time to move on, it's time to stop suffering in silence, okay? Epiphanies you may have had through your experience. That could be, again, like I said, the part of your gifts is telling your story, okay? So let's see what else. Spirit, what else? What other insight can you give us for Debbie's gifts? What are her gifts? Ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. So this card speaks to ascending, meaning moving out of the ego. Okay. I don't know how familiar you are with you know, the type of the language as far as the ego and the shadow and the light and dark, you know, that what that's referencing, at least, is what I'm getting at here. So move into your true self, rise above the darkness. So rise above the darkness is the evil, the ego, the negativity. Okay, that's the gossiping, that's the, you know, the negative self-talk, that's the judgment of yourself, judgment of others. It's coming out of that, you know, I'm not good enough, you know, judgmental, you know, I never get what I want, or people are always mean, or, you know, all that stuff. It's like it's time to move out of that energy and rise above that. It's like you're better than that, you're bigger than that, you've grown past that, you've outgrown a certain part of your life. Okay, so part of your gifts is, again, showing, maybe expressing, sharing with others how you've taken yourself out of a space of maybe suffering in silence and coming out of that and ascending to a higher level. Okay, a higher level with yourself, maybe a higher level with your spirit, your spiritual journey, your connection to spirit, to God, you know, however you see that. So let's get one of these. All right. Calm is not a weakness. So part of your gifts could be showing others how to remain calm and how to not, it's like a mind F. I don't want to say the word, but, you know, kind of like how to show others that by remaining calm doesn't mean you're weak. Okay. You may have a gift with that by maybe talking to other people, helping other people see things or see a certain issue or situation from a different perspective. Okay, you might have a gift of an ability with that. Divine, what else? What are her gifts? Understand your body. So your gifts could have something to do with helping others pay attention to maybe when their body is doing something. Like I'm very in tune to my body, and I pay great attention to when things hurt, and I, you know, will do research on why it hurts and what chakra that is, and, you know, different things like that. So you may, there is some type of passion regarding fitness or health, or, you know, certain maybe condition that you might have, or someone you knew had that you've always had a passion for, your gifts might include or have something to do with sharing with others, you know, better ways to take care of a certain aspect of their body, or a certain condition, or a certain, you know, disease, or, you know, so I don't like saying disease, but that's why I say condition, but a certain issue or ailment that people might have. Okay, you might be able to help someone understand that better. You may have some insight or some experience with, you know, like I said, health or fitness, or, you know, something like some type of condition with the body, or something that you have experienced that you've overcome, that you can help others who are experiencing the same thing overcome that as well. Okay, maybe paying more attention to your body, maybe some type of awareness that you have come into about your body. You can show others how to do the same. And it could be, you know, your age group, where you can help others within your age range that are having certain issues that you may have overcome, or maybe you're still dealing with and you're learning how to overcome. You can share your journey, and along the way with, you know, what you've been learning, you can share with others who might be, you know, you can help in that sense. So let's get one more. Two of Cups. So Two of Cups could speak to connection. It could speak to love, okay? Connecting with others. Maybe couples, like something to do with couples, okay? Could have to do with fitness. Maybe it's couples fitness. Things, you know, like I said, with couples. Maybe with friends. Like teamwork type of thing, okay? It could have something to do with that. And maybe, and the Two of Cups also speaks to connection with your higher self. So this could be maybe how you connect on a internal level, okay? Maybe how you connect to your body and how you pay attention to certain things that you feel, okay? So what can you do to tap into your gifts? Let's get some cards about that. All right, Divine. What can Dev do to tap into your gifts? What action can she take? What can she do to tap into her gifts? Patience and planning. So at the bottom here is foundation. It's the Seven of Pentacles. So investing, okay? So you may invest in yourself. That may be something that's part of your gifts, is in being in some type of investor, whether it's stocks, bonds, forex trading, the cryptocurrencies, things like that. You might be good with finances and investing. That might be part of what your gifts are. And that's probably how, and that's part of how you can maybe tap in, is by investing more into something that you might find passionate about, or if any of the stuff that I covered a minute ago, if any of that resonates at all, if any of that applies. So this could speak to, you know, investing in, you know, planning to invest or take a course or something that might extend your knowledge on something that you might, you know, find like, you know what, I do have a passion for that, right? All right, fine. What action can she take to tap into her gifts? Spiritual strength. Interesting how that came out, right? How can you tap in? Spiritual strength is the first card that came out. So the spiritual strength, this is the Nine of Swords. So I believe that's the Nine of Swords in this deck. Let me check really fast just to make sure. But the spiritual strength card is it speaks to, hold on. I was looking at the wrong number a minute ago. Jesus, where is that card? I think I just passed it earlier. So this is actually the Wands. So this is Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands is you know, defense. It's not giving up. It's resilience. Okay. So I feel like what you can do to tap into your gifts is, for one, not give up on that journey, for one. Okay. It's these things don't always come to you overnight. Okay. But one thing I've learned on my journey, I'm still learning, is to ask. Like how you told me earlier to just, you know, to pray and things like that. That stuff is very, very key with even this stuff. Just simply asking, what are my gifts? How do I tap in? Next thing you know, you're dreaming about it, or, you know, it's coming to you while you're doing the dishes or something, right? So how you can tap in is to strengthen your spiritual, strengthen your spiritual connection, right? Your connection to spirit or to God. Okay. Strengthening that by doing things that resonate with you. Okay. Talking to your ancestors every day. I do that, right? I talk to my ancestors and speak to them regularly. And as you learn how to strengthen that muscle, you know, just like we do when we work out, you're strengthening that muscle, that spiritual muscle. So how you can tap in is by strengthening that spiritual muscle. So that could be by means of meditating. I know a lot of people have their different opinions about, you know, meditating and stuff like that. I even used to, because I didn't know how to do it. I didn't understand it. I had misconceptions about it, so it's always good to do your own research. So even no matter what reading you get, hear, whatever, always do your own research on anything that's suggested, right? So how you can tap in is by maybe strengthening your spiritual connection by, like I said, by via meditation, by asking, you know, please help me, give me ideas to help me strengthen my spiritual connection. Please help me tap in, you know, to my gifts and be open, right? Because if you're not open, if you think, like, if you get an idea and you're like, I can't do that, that's a lot of times you're opening right there, and you shut it down because it's uncomfortable. It's something you're not used to doing. I just saw 2525 on the screen. Okay. So it's kind of like that sometimes as well, where you might know exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing, but because it's so out of your comfort zone, you know, shut it down and or discredit it as that's not my gift, right? Because it's uncomfortable. So, and that's part of what this is as well, is as you strengthen this, that strengthens your confidence. It strengthens that ability to hear the message, the ability to get that insight to the questions that you have, which is, what are my gifts? How do I tap in? As you strengthen that muscle, right, you'll be able to tap into that, where you'll get nudges and you'll be just like, that's it. That's what I should be doing. Where you will know, like without a shadow of a doubt, that that's what I should be doing right now, right? So let's clarify this one. Divine, let's clarify. What's spiritual strength, please? Let's clarify spiritual strength. Let's clarify. What's spiritual strength, please? Clarify spiritual strength, or how she can tap in. Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune is change. This is destiny, fate, fated change. Okay, this is the karmic wheel, things turning. You know, so part of this is acknowledging change and being okay with it. When things happen, it's learning how to be okay with it. That part of that, learning that the only consistency that exists is change, will help you greatly. Okay, by coming into that awareness and literally not just knowing it, but being okay with it, accepting that change is the only constant. So how you can tap in is maybe realize that you are changing. We are ever evolving beings, so we're always growing, we're always learning, we're always evolving, we're always changing. So, you know, this is kind of speaking, I'm getting So the Wheel of Fortune is a 10 as well, right? So 10s represent endings, which also represents when things end, something new has to begin in its place, right? So, you know, being okay with things that you thought would last, being okay with things ending because they were supposed to, okay? The Wheel of Fortune speaks to destiny, fated changes, things that are meant to happen, right? So part of your, how you can tap in is maybe practicing being okay with change, being okay with, you know, maybe like me growing up Christian and now doing what I do now. You know, that was part of my journey to make those changes because they are true to me, right? So part of your spiritual strength, you know, to maybe help you tap into your gifts is by, you know, being okay with change, being okay with, you know, things being not how they once were or what you thought they should be or what we were taught that things should be, right? Accepting, you know, that things are fated to change, nothing lasts forever, and it's okay. That's a part of the journey. That's why it's so important to enjoy the journey, not the destination, because the destination always changes, right? When we have a goal to lose 20 pounds and you lose the 20 pounds and it's like, okay, now what? Now what's next? You don't just stop there, do you? You make a new goal. So that's why it's important to enjoy the journey. So it's, you know, you enjoy the journey because the destination is always going to stay the same. So that means that things are fated to change. Things are going to be different. And it's learning to jump on the wheel of change, right? Instead of letting it, you know, break you down because things are different. Okay. It's all about like how you decide to respond versus react to a situation or an obstacle, right? So let's get some oracle cards for that question. Let's see. All right, what can she do? What can she do? Trying to tap into her gifts. What can she do? Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. I love when Spirit does this because I don't know if you remember me telling you earlier that you have to learn that we have to learn like to trust ourselves, right? That's part of what this is, okay? And I told you that, you know, this is stuff you know. You just, you know, we forget that we know. Actually, I think that's a message I channeled while I was taking a shower earlier, actually. So I'm sorry, but yeah, you know what it is. Deep down, your higher self knows. So it's just a matter of you remembering in the 3D, right? So it's kind of like the messages, this is saying the messages that you get, trust them, okay? So when you, let's say for example, when you're going somewhere and you get this feeling like this person don't feel right, and I'm not talking about just on some hater, petty stuff. I'm talking about on some deep inner knowing level that, you know, that person ain't right. Something is off about them, right? It's trusting that, okay? So that also goes into your spiritual gifts and maybe changes that are taking place, trusting that you're going to be okay, trusting that, you know what, if this is presenting itself, this is what's meant to happen right now, and I'm gonna be okay. So that also helps, definitely helps with your spiritual gifts, is practicing and strengthening your intuitive muscle, right? Because I could tell you that, oh, these things are your gifts, but if you don't believe that within yourself, whatever I tell you isn't going to matter anyway, right? So that's why it's important to strengthen your own spiritual muscle, which is your intuition, right? By trusting the guidance that you get in yourself, right? Not what you get from outside of yourself. But again, it takes practice to trust that. But the point is here is that the question was, what can you do to tap in? Trust yourself, okay? That's part of it. And as small and easy as that sounds, it is that easy, okay? I'm learning that the hard way. I have learned that the hard way, that, you know, a lot of the stuff that, you know, we do as humans, complicated. It could be way easier. We complicate it as humans, right? We're conditioned to do that. We're conditioned to not believe in ourselves and not trust in ourselves, not think things are as easy as they really are. So trust yourself more, okay? Let's get one of these. so much knowledge and so much insight, okay? You need to trust that you know what you know, okay? And sometimes you're not gonna always know why you know. That's a gift in itself. If maybe you didn't know that, right? Is that sometimes, you know, knowing something and not knowing how you know it, that's a gift in itself. Just saying. So, let's get another card. All right, Divine, how can she tap in? How can she tap into her gifts? What action can she take to tap in? What action can she take to tap in? Oh. Alright, so we have Fruition and the Void. So let's see. Let me take a look at the booklet, see what those say, because this is a whole different kind of deck, so I don't want to give you anything that's incorrect. So as the seasons turn, there's always a time when all the potential of the spring beginnings is manifest. The crops grow taller and are ready to harvest. They have done this from a fallow field into which we have planted seeds. Trees have flowered and now there is fruit to pick. It's time for the harvest. So this is speaking to gratitude and things that you've asked for happening, okay? So, having gratitude for your achievements, giving yourself more credit for what you've accomplished, for things that you've experienced, okay? Things that you have gone through, things that have left your life that was maybe really hard. Letting go of negative patterns, that's what the Void is talking about. Your time to rest and reset is here. Release all that does not serve you. Stop resisting. The Void is a time of possibility, not just darkness. There is nothing to fear in letting go of negative patterns and habits, so let go of the old, okay? So that also coincides with what I was saying earlier with this this Wheel of Fortune card here and the change, destined change. So it's kind of like, you know, when things happen that we don't want to, or that we're not expecting, or you know, didn't see coming, and we somehow make our way out of it. Sometimes telling that story, that's a gift in itself, is your story and how you overcome things, and your perspective and your mind, and how you view a situation, okay? We all, you know, have our unique standpoints and our unique views of situations and why they happen, and our reasoning behind things and all that. Those are gifts in itself. So it's like, again, don't overcomplicate the idea of a gift, okay? So, or even your purpose. I've been learning that the hard way, wrecking my brain for years about what my gift is, what's my purpose, what am I here to do, you know, all this stuff, and it just makes things so much more complicated. So when you come to realize that it's really not, it's just about, you know, learning who you are and being that person, and being okay with it even if others are not, right? Doing things that make you happy, okay, that doesn't hurt anyone else, and being okay with it, doing it freely, openly, and you know, not being put in a box, right? All right, let's see, what actions might she take? What actions might Debbie take to unblock her gifts? What actions might she take to tap in? Sorry, what actions might she take to tap into her gifts, Divine? What might she release toxic relationships? This is very important, actually. This card alone can affect many things, not just what your gifts are, not just your money, not just other relationships, like literally every aspect of your life, this can easily affect that. I'm gonna tell you why here in a second. So, yeah, okay, so release toxic relationships, right? So the relationships that you have around you, you are who you surround yourself with, right? So if the majority of the people you hang out with are people that are not wealthy, you're not going to have good spending habits either, right? If a majority of the people you hang around or spend your time with are negative and always talking about other people and gossiping and things like that, you're going to be like that too. So in operating in that, on that lower level vibration, you're not going to be able to tap into your gifts like that, okay? Because that's not, gifts are a higher vibration. So that means that you have to be operating at that vibration to tap into that in that way, right? So it's kind of like you can't expect to confidently always follow your gut if you're not tuned in that way, right? If you don't trust yourself because people that you hang around don't trust themselves, you won't be able to tap into your gifts, right? Because like I said, toxic relationships are people around you, and this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be friends, this could be work, this could be anything, any type of connection, okay? Relationships could even be a relationship with yourself, right? That you need to release, because there's an aspect of some connection, okay? And this could be multiple. It doesn't have to be just one connection that this is referring to. This could be a connection with yourself. It could be a connection with another person and a situation, right? But the point here is there's some aspect or some connection that you need to release that's keeping you from moving forward, that's keeping you from maybe being okay with change, being okay with things that are destined and fated to happen, okay? It's like until you allow those things to be wiped away, you're not going to be able to make room for what you're asking for, okay? It's like if your brain is always focused on whatever, whatever Renee said about, Susie, okay, you're not going to be able to trust yourself to make proper decisions when you need to, because your brain is too, engulfed with their drama, right? The universe and God and all that operates on the vibration, the frequency of love, okay? So, negative talking, negative self-talk, being upset all the time, angry, yelling at cars, all these different things, or different kind of interactions that we have with certain people, even like I said, with ourselves, are not healthy. It's going to make it hard to tap in, okay? So that's why it requires work. And people don't understand, that they think, oh, spiritual is just, there's a lot of misconceptions, So this work for even me to be where I'm at now, and I still have a ways to go, it's not easy. It is not easy. It requires so much work within yourself that people don't want to do because it's hard. It's hard. So release toxic relationships. So these are relationships, like I said, with either yourself, someone else, a situation, an environment that don't serve you, okay? It's an environment or with an individual that does not have your best interest in mind, or they're self-centered, they're toxic, okay? Toxic doesn't have to be just, negative, right? Like in that sense, that emotional negative, but toxic also is people who have addictions, okay? And that could be addictions to anything, addictions to sex, drugs, alcohol, whatever. But that's what toxicity is. Toxic relationships are ones that make you feel low, that don't make you feel high, ones that don't make you feel supported, ones that you don't feel good around, okay? Those are the type of connections that we need to release, or just really put distance between yourself and that relationship, okay? So let's go on to the next question. Blockages. Alright, let's tap in, see what blockages we got going on. Divine, what are some blockages? Oops. So the Seven of Swords fell out in reverse. Deception and envy. So when it's upright, it's speaking to dishonesty and jealousy, stuff like that. So when it's in the, it fell out in reverse though. So blockages, under the blockages sector, could be speaking to, there may be a blockage within being honest with yourself, okay? And this could just be simply speaking your truth, which is, you know, making a blockage in, my alarm went off, so it made the video stop. So, like I said, it could be a blockage in, you know, not being honest with how you feel about yourself, how you feel about other people, okay? It's human nature for us to feel like that about, you know, other people or other people's situations and stuff like that, but it also doesn't help what we're trying to do. It doesn't benefit us to feel like that. So there could be, you know, it's like if this was, it's like it kind of giving me the same vibe, whether it was in the reverse or not, because this is a blockage in the blockage sector. Okay, so this is still talking about, you know, normally if it was just like, oh, what's the situation? And I could say, oh, okay, well, there's some dishonesty, deception. When it's in reverse, I could say, okay, well, you know, there's no, you know, there's honesty, because when it's upright, it's deception, right? When it's in reverse, it's the opposite of that. But given that this is in the blockage sector and it's in the reverse, it's kind of like saying that it's still upright, if that makes sense. So, so like I said, there could be some blockage with, you know, you tapping into your gifts is maybe not being honest with yourself about what it is that you want to do, what it is you need to do. Maybe you have an idea. I'm getting you have an idea of what your calling is, but you may not feel like you're ready. You may not feel like you know enough, okay, to pursue a certain journey. You may not feel like you have what it takes. You may be comparing yourself to someone else's journey, and you need to not do that, okay? I know, because I've done it, and it doesn't benefit at all. So let's get these. Divine, can we clarify? Let's clarify deception and envy, please, for the blockage. Can we clarify what's deception and envy for the blockage? What's deception and envy for the blockage? It's way too many. Divine, what's deception and envy for the blockage? That's a lot. Jesus. I'm gonna just go ahead and take these. But so going towards something you want, maybe letting an old aspect of you die, okay, as part of the blockage here, is Page of Wands, going towards something you want, taking action, being passionate about it, believing in yourself. No, you know, it's like kind of like deciding I'm gonna do this and then actually doing it. Okay, there could be a blockage with that. Maybe making the decision to just pursue something. The Death card, this is transformation energy. Okay, so there could be a blockage in letting, like I said, an old aspect of you die, a part of you that doesn't serve you anymore. Like for me, being shy, claiming that I'm a shy person, that doesn't serve me anymore. So I don't label myself in that way anymore, because it's a limiting belief. So when you tell yourself, oh, I'm shy, that's you telling the universe and spirits and God and everyone that you don't deserve opportunities to be seen. You don't need, if you're shy, then you don't need opportunities to be recognized or you know, put in a spotlight, right? Because you're shy. You don't like stuff like that. So you see what I'm saying? It's like an old way of thinking that doesn't serve you anymore. Maybe an old way of being, an old way of living. Okay, that's part of the blockage here, is letting an old aspect of you or a situation that doesn't serve you, maybe a situation that is a certain person that isn't honest with you, okay, or that you can't trust, letting that connection die. If this is something within yourself, is letting an old thought, a limiting belief that you have about your gifts, or a notion that I can't find, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. We have to stop. We have to be mindful of what we say. Our words are very powerful. Our words create our reality. So it's very important to, be, like I said, be mindful with our words and what we say, and knowing that when we say things like, oh, I'm not good enough to do that because I don't know enough, you know what I'm saying? That's putting out there, this is giving the indication that you can't learn, right? That can't be changed. So this is speaking to a blockage, like I said, could be, is something that needs to die. An old aspect of you, old part of your life, a situation, okay, that's ran its course. Like I was telling you earlier with the 10, it's something that has to die to make room for something to be reborn. And that's what this death card here represents. And every tarot deck is death and transformation. It's, dying to be reborn. Something and it doesn't have to be a physical death. So don't let, anytime you see this card scare you in that way. That's not what that's indicating. It's an indication of an old aspect of life, an old way of doing things, an old way of believing. Something maybe we believe about ourselves, about the world, about what we can do, what we can't do. It's, something like that. So then we have the Ace of Swords, okay? So there could be a blockage in feeling like you can do it, maybe having the idea, maybe speaking your truth, okay? Really honestly, putting yourself out there as this is who I am and I'm proud of it, okay? That could be a blockage as well, then that could be what the aspect of you that needs to die is, the aspect that is unaccepting of the real you, unaccepting of who you really are deep down, regardless of what people say, regardless of what people think, okay? Again, that's speaking your truth, being honest, having clear knowing. And that could be, like I said, because this is in the blockage sector, so this could be, not being really clear about what it is you're supposed to be doing, which obviously is why we're here. So yes, there's obviously a blockage there. So like I said, there's something that needs, a part of you that needs to die. Maybe that it definitely could be as simple as, simply saying, I don't know what my gifts are. We have to rephrase what we say. Instead of saying, I don't know what they are, I'm in the process of discovering my gifts. I get closer and closer every day to discovering what my purpose is. You see what I'm saying? The difference in reference, how we word things differently changes, what it means. So Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords. So this talks about cutting something off, okay? Being clear and decisive about cutting something off, even if there's a lot of emotion behind it. Cutting something off, cutting things or people or situations off that don't serve you, because it's the right thing to do for you. When the Queen of Cups, she cares about herself. She takes care of herself. She nurtures herself. So in the Queen of Swords, she's decisive. She is a no BS queen, meaning she sees through people's fakeness. She sees through their facade, things like that. So there could be a blockage in you needing to cut off something, okay, that doesn't serve you, that doesn't make you feel good, that doesn't nurture you in a good way, okay? So like I said, whether that be something within yourself or a connection that's outside of you, there's something that you need to release. There's a blockage in you cutting off something, maybe because there's feelings there, okay? But it's obviously something that needs to die, maybe, and it doesn't have to be permanent. It could just, a cycle needs to close, something that's fated to be released, okay? It's destined to be let go of. It may die to be reborn at a different time, just not right now. So this is part of the blockage here, though, to your gifts, though, is cutting off things, people, situations that don't serve you, that don't support your journey, that don't support maybe who you are now, where you're going. Those things need to be released, whether that's ways of thinking, whether that's people, whether that's relationships, a job, an environment, whatever. Okay, a habit, an addiction, whatever it is It's something that doesn't serve you. There's a blockage here with that, with releasing something that doesn't serve you, or seeing clear that this doesn't nurture me. This doesn't make me feel good. This doesn't make me happy. Okay, so releasing things that don't make you happy, releasing things that don't make you feel like, you know, like you belong here. You don't, things that don't make you feel supported or make you feel like the woman you're supposed to, that you should feel like you should feel like, that needs to be let go of. Okay, so that's a blockage here. So let's get one of these. All right, Divine, what's the blockage, please? Let's get one more blockage. Yeah. So part of the blockage is something that's not even your fault, okay? This is something that I've been learning on my journey as well. You're obviously one too, okay? There's things in our lineage and our ancestral line that need to be healed. And so I've been learning a lot of our experiences, things that we've gone through, that we've had to face, is so because we were chosen to heal that specific part of our ancestral lineage. Okay, so for example, like domestic abuse. Okay, if there was a lot of that happened for our ancestors, and it carried out through generation after generation, and we experienced it too, it's so we can stop that cycle. So there's something here, okay, part of the blockage, okay, is the ancestor spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now, okay? So that's why there's something, a way of thinking, okay, that was passed down from our parents, from your mom, from your dad, from our grandparents, whatever. There's some type of, you know, old way of doing things, okay? The Page of Wands is action card. Here with the Page of Wands, it's an action card. So, you know, there's an old way of doing things, maybe regarding, you know, hiding things, maybe hiding who you are, with the deception and envy, okay? That's a, you know, not being honest card, but it's also envy, which is jealousy, okay? It's like it's kind of like you watching a show, and it's like you're talking, like someone's talking crap about them being on the show, but it's like, hey, at least they're on the show, right? At least they're doing it. So it's kind of like, you know, there's just an old way of doing things, an old way of thinking that needs to die, and that's blocking your gifts, okay? So this is an opportunity here, though, that you're being made aware that there's something to heal, okay? There's some type of wound or pattern that you need to maybe take some time to really sit with yourself and ask, what pattern have I picked up from my parents or grandparents, you know, family, that does not serve me anymore, that does not help me get to where I need to be anymore. Okay, even we know it's hard to let it go, it's hard to replace it, because habits are never just let go of, they're replaced with either worse habits or better ones, right? So that is part of the blockage here. It's something from a family wound, something from our ancestors, okay, that we need to, you know, that you need to figure out what that is. All right, Divine, let's get one more for the blockage. Let's get one more. Possess self-confidence. Yeah, that's a big one, and that's why I was saying earlier with the thoughts and old beliefs that we need to let go of, is that we're not good enough. We're too old. We don't have what it takes. We don't know enough. We're not educated enough, okay? There's plenty of people currently, that prove that wrong all the time, that you don't have to be a certain age, you don't have to be a certain education level or status or whatever. You just have to trust and know that, you know what, I'm gonna decide I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do it. And then actually it just gets done because you made that decision. You didn't know how, and you didn't put those limiting beliefs on yourself. You were confident in yourself, right? So that's what this is talking about, is a blockage. You need to have more work on your self-confidence and trust that you can do what it is you feel like you need to do. That trust, I will discover what my purpose is, or what my gifts are. It's having that trust, that confidence, and knowing that, you know, at the right time, this will be revealed to me. I trust that I can pay attention, that I can pay attention to the signs, I can pay attention to the guidance that I get, and know that when I get it, that it's right, right? So let's go on to okay, so let's talk about, I hope you're getting some good stuff out of this reading this far. I know we're not completely done just yet, but like I said, I really hope you're getting some, you know, I hope it's helping you, honestly, truthfully. I really do. These type of readings can be really time consuming, let alone draining, but if they help, then, you know, it's worth it, honestly. I have water that I've been sipping on too, because my throat gets dry, so just so you know, I keep clearing my throat because it's dry. So, all right, let's get into so you wanted to talk about yours and your son's relationship, right? And why it's estranged. So I'm gonna get some insight about that. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think of how I want to structure this real quick. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna just freestyle it, okay? So, first question I'm gonna ask here is how does Debbie's son feel about the connection currently? How does he currently feel about the connection with his mom? How does Debbie's son feel currently about the connection with his mom? How does he feel currently about the connection with his mom? So, just so you know, I'm given that this is what I do for work, I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat, okay, the situation or whatever messages I get. I definitely do, you know, keep in mind and be considerate of others' feelings and you know what may come through. But I'm saying that I'm not gonna be fake, is what I'm getting at, though. Okay, be mindful in how I deliver the message, but I don't intend on, you know, trying to cover up anything, is what I'm getting at. Okay, so just prepare yourself just in case. Okay, I definitely don't want to give any messages that might offend you or, you know, anything like that, but I'm not gonna be fake about it either, is what I'm saying. I'm not gonna, you know, withhold anything either just for that. So I just want you to know. Okay, all right, so at the heart of the matter, transformation. So this is that death card again that we just got in the other reading, okay, about your gifts. So this is something that needs to die, something that needs to change, okay? This is kind of like wiping the slate clean and starting over, is what I'm getting here. So that's the heart of the matter. With, you know, at the heart of the reading, what needs to happen underneath the surface, okay, is things need to change. There has to be a dramatic change, or, you know, like wiping the slate clean, letting go of all the things in the past and starting completely fresh, starting completely over. That's a conversation that needs to be had, okay? All right, so let's see. Divine, what does her son currently feel about the connection with his mom? What does Debbie's son feel about the connection with his mom? Third eye chakra. I feel like he may not, he feels like he deep down knows why things happen the way they did. He may also know that, you know, certain decisions that are made sometimes aren't always from following our intuition. Sometimes we ignore our intuition and we are upset that we did. So let me just get a little bit more with this one. I feel like he thinks he knows, like I said, intuitively, because he is, you know, I don't know to what degree, but he is spiritually aligned as well, just as I am, as you are. We're just on our own levels of it, right? So currently about the connection, he feels like he knows. I feel like he intuitively knows maybe what to do. He knows deep down what needs to happen. Deep down, I feel like he knows what needs to take place, or maybe why certain things happen the way they did. Deep down, he knows this. Okay. Divine, can I get one more? What does he feel? How does her son feel about the connection towards his mom? Firm foundation. So this is Four of Pentacles. He may feel like things are stable right now, okay? That things are, you know, that things are strong with you guys. Stronger than maybe it's been. Maybe stronger than, you know, it could be. It could be kind of like it could be worse, you know? Let's get some more on that. Fine, how does Debbie's son feel about the connection with his mom? How does Debbie's son feel about the connection with his mom? I feel like he wants a new start, okay? You may want to do, you know, kind of like start things over, maybe build a solid foundation with you, okay? A solid relationship. Three of Wands. So I feel like he wants to take steps forward. This is something, like I said, you guys may have to discuss and talk about. He may want to leave aspects of the past behind, okay? Because if you notice, there's you know, a wand that's completely behind him, right? And then there's one that he has in his hand and one that's off to the side. So it's kind of like he wants to leave something behind, like maybe slowly leave the past behind, leave things that were done, okay? Leave the mistakes of the past behind and just kind of like move forward. It's kind of like it's what's done is done. Let's just move forward. That's what I'm getting here. He currently wants to build a solid foundation, find a way to move forward with things, okay? Let's get... Let's see, what is the challenge? Divine, what's the challenge? What's the challenge between Debbie and her son? Divine, what's the challenge? Ooh, 22, which equals a 4. So 2s represent harmony, okay? There's a challenge here in maybe finding the harmony between you guys, maybe trying to balance the connection, balance your relationship, maybe balance. I feel like I'm getting there's like a challenge with someone's balancing finances, okay? If there's either of you that are having financial issues, our financial issues do affect our relationships around us as well, right? That's just, it's kind of like human nature. It does affect those things. So I feel like right now the challenge could be maybe trying to balance, like I said, the connection, trying to find harmony with the connection with each other, okay? These are both cards, 2 cards of balance, but this one's more of balance, this one's more of connections. The Cup, so that represents emotions, which represents our relationships, people around us, things we care about. harmony, okay? So I feel like there's a challenge, and like I said, this is in the challenge position, so this speaks to, you know, decision being made, maybe a decision to start things over, to move forward, to have, you know, recreate a better relationship between you, okay? That could be what the challenge here is maybe finding that balance in how to do it. It could be, like I said, finances that get in the way, that keep us from being able to see each other, or having, you know, being able to visit and spend time, things like that. That also plays a part. So let's get Divine, what's the challenge, please, between Debbie and her son? What's the challenge, please? What's the challenge between Debbie and her son? What's the challenge in their connection? So what I'm also getting here too, so we got the Hangman and the Two of Wands. So that's feeling stuck, feeling like you can't go in a new direction. So one or both of you may be feeling like things are not going the way you want it to go. You may be feeling like you're like someone's stuck in the past, okay? Or someone just doesn't, one or both of you just don't want to move forward. Because the Hangman is a pause that's taken that we do on our own. It's like he put himself in that position, right? He purposely put himself in this position to see things from a different perspective, okay? That's why he's upside down, because it represents seeing things from a different perspective. So part of the challenge, like I said, could be is one or both of you need to see maybe the events that took place, see them in a different light, okay? And decide to go forward, decide that, okay, we're going to leave this behind and we're going to focus on our future together. We're going to focus on building a new connection between us, right? Whatever happened, it happened and it's done. Let's continue to move forward, right? So like I said, the challenge seems like it's definitely just things are in a stalemate, meaning that things are feeling stuck right now, because there may be someone or both of you are not seeing things in a different perspective. So that could be, you know, that would be what would help is by both of you deciding or having that conversation to decide, well, let's see things from a different perspective, you know, talk it out, you know, this is how I feel about that, that's how I feel about that. Okay, well, maybe it meant the opposite. And then it's okay, so what are we gonna do now? Let's move forward. What's done is done in the past, it's happened. Okay, cool, let's go in a different direction. What are we gonna do now? Okay, so there could be, like I said, some stagnancy and feeling, you know, like we can move on, feeling like we could fix the connection. So this is 222 showing up 3 times. That's a definitely a significator here, okay? I want you to see this, because I pay a lot of attention to synchronicities, okay? So we have the 2 of Pentacles here, the 2 of Cups, and the 2 of Wands now. Same deck, but 2 different decks here. 222. So if you've been seeing 222 a lot, if you've been seeing 6 a lot, things like that, 246, the 6 represents harmony, it represents love. So I definitely feel like there is love here, but it's just a matter of you guys deciding, you know, to take yourself out of this mode of feeling like you can't, like things can't change, okay? I feel like one or both of you may feel like things are stuck. Like there's, you know, like there's nothing to do. We can't go forward. We can't go in a different direction. It's too late. There needs to be a change of perspective, okay? Like I said, from one or both of you. That's a conversation you need to have though, okay? All right, let's get... what's the solution? Divine, what's the solution? What's the solution for this situation? Whoa, did you see that? It just flew over there. Oh, look it. What'd I say? I love when Spirit does this. I love it. Okay, check this out. So, see that? Do you see what it says at the bottom? Harmony. I just said that when I was telling you, when I was explaining to you about the 2-2, the 2-2 and the third 2, 2-4-6, okay? Check this out. Harmony, okay? I'm showing you this. I'm taking a step back to show you this because that's synchronicity. That is spirit talking to you. That is your higher self, spirit guides, ancestors, God, whatever you believe in, okay, is talking to you right now through this, okay? So this is speaking to harmony, okay? That we need to regain harmony. That's the solution. Focus on the love that you have for each other, the love that you share, the love that you couldn't have showed at one point or haven't always shown. That needs to be the point of focus now, is harmony. The relationship you have with each other, the love you have for each other, because that's all that really matters. All that exists on this earth is love, right? Everything else is complementary. But the only thing that will always be there for you that's intangible is love, okay? And that's what the 6 represents here, love. So that's part of your solution there, is love. The love you have for each other. Tap into that. Focus on that. Divine, can you clarify harmony, please? Clarify harmony, please. Fulfillment of wishes and truth. So this is the 9 of Cups, which could speak to overindulgence. So but that's not what this is talking about. So I would be careful though, okay, in celebration, overindulgence, drinking too much, doing too much of something, of a substance, whatever that is. But for solution energy, okay, if you focus on the love you have for each other, that's when things start to get balanced, okay? The truth is, I believe this is the Judgment card in this deck. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's the Judgment card. So this is, kind of like doing things, yeah. So this is like accepting the truth, okay? Accepting, what's done is done, okay? The lessons that have been learned, you take those and you go forward, okay? Fulfillment of wishes. This is cup overflowing. This is, things getting back on track. This is something that you asked for being, showing up for you, okay? Something you've asked for, something you've wished for, something you've been praying for, it's happening, okay? And that could come with being truthful about something, being honest about something, making a decision about something, making a decision that I'm going to focus on this. This is going to be my point of focus. I'm leaving the past in the past. I'm just focusing on what I want, only what I want, okay? And I'm making that decision that I'm going to focus on love. I'm going to focus on, my life and being happy and what I want instead of what I don't want. Because when you focus on what you don't want, you only get more of it. That's facts, heavy facts. So let's get some clarification here for the solution. Divine, clarify for the solution, please. This is the solution. So both of you have to use what you have, okay? Use what you have and work on things. The Queen of Pentacles is talking about being resourceful, okay? She is self-made. She's resourceful. She uses what she has to get what she wants, meaning that, if she only has, bread and jelly, she'll make something of it. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like she doesn't need to. She has plenty, but this is speaking to, both of you focus on your resources. For one, focus on your money, okay? Focus on having what you need and working on that. But this is also a solution as far as your relationship or your connection goes, is, do your best to put in the effort, okay? The 8 of Pentacles speaks to effort. It speaks to work. It speaks to working on things, working with someone, coinciding with someone. So this is, for me, it's talking about, as far as a solution, is doing your best, okay? Using the resources you have, be that financial resources or just, the resources is, in your mind, like based on the knowledge you have, based on what you know. Use whatever it is that you have to put in the effort, okay? It's like it needs to be a collective, like a mutual thing where both of you are pulling from, your resources to work together, okay, to put in the effort together to, you know, bring the harmony back into your relationship, okay? So let's get let's get some advice, okay? Oh, let's get some advice. So I'm gonna get some advice cards and then get you some oracle cards, and then we'll wrap it up, okay? I know these can be kind of lengthy, and it definitely has been lengthy, but I wanted to try to get, you know, be as clear as I possibly could and help you as much as I possibly can. And given my recording issues, so I got a little mug of water. But yeah, recording mishaps. All right, fine. So let's see. What do we have for advice? What's your advice for Debbie and her son? Move forward. Move forward. You know, use your willpower and discipline, okay, to carry out the goal here. You know, it's kind of like, you know, if you need to travel, okay, this could speak to traveling, getting in the car. Get in the car and go. Move forward, okay? This is also a card of victory. It's like charge ahead, move forward, take a trip, okay? All right, Divine, what do we got? What's the advice? What's the advice for Debbie and her son's connection, for their relationship? What's your advice? What's your advice to help you, please? What's your advice, please? What's your advice? So your advice is here is to realize that you're not alone, even when you feel like you are, for one. This is also, you know, we all feel by ourselves. Okay, I'm back. I ran out of space again, this time on my phone. So this time, but this was easier to clear off, you know, the other videos, so I can just link it all together and make one video. So, oh, where were we? So, advice. Advice, 5 of Pentacles. So this is talking about seeing, you know, that you do have people when you feel like you don't. It's kind of like, it's like we have an opportunity, but we're not looking at it. I think I finally have enough space now. All right, now, advice. Advice. Divine. What's some advice you can give Debbie for her son, please? What's some advice? What's some advice you can give Debbie? Take a step back, okay? This card is coming up twice, the Hangman. So because it's coming from coming in the advice sector, this is telling you one or both of you need to see either things or a specific situation in question from another perspective, okay? Take a step back and try to put yourself in the other person's shoes in a situation, okay? Maybe there was an event that took place that kind of pushed you guys, maybe feel like it kind of like pulled you guys apart. And there may have been a difference in opinion, and maybe, you know, our pride sometimes gets in the way, and how we feel overshadows what the other person feels, okay? So this is an opportunity for you guys both to maybe take a step back and try to see a situation or see the connection, your relationship as mother and son, from a different perspective, okay? take a step back to see, you know, what is keeping things in your relationship the same, because the Hangman also speaks to a stagnancy, a stuck energy. Okay, so it's kind of like, take a look at what is making you guys feel like you can't come back together, or, you know, what's making you feel like things can't change or things can't improve. Okay, that's what I'm getting with that one. Let's get one more for advice. Page of Swords. So learning from your mistakes, both of you, learning from the past, getting maybe some clarity about, you know, how you can learn from the other. Okay, with the Page of Swords here. This is thoughts. This is a young, youthful energy, but this is also, you know, learning, kind of like maybe relearning each other. You know, learning, well, what do you like? What do you like, mom? Son, what do you like to do? What, you know, relearning each other, and maybe getting clear is also speaks to clarity. So it's about, you know, getting clear about maybe what you guys need to do, getting clear about, you know, maybe gaining some clarity comes from seeing things in another perspective. Okay, maybe what you were supposed to learn, what a situation was supposed to teach you, okay, comes from seeing things from another view, seeing things from through a different lens. That's what I'm getting with that. Okay, so definitely try to see things from the other's perspective is what I'm getting with those two. Let's get some advice for these. Let's get some advice. Debbie and her son's relationship. Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So things are getting better, okay? But or at least they will. But it all depends on your thoughts and how you think of things, the viewpoint that you have about a situation. Okay, our thoughts turn to things, and what we think about, we bring about. So that means that whatever you put a lot of focus on is what you're going to attract. So this is saying that your thoughts are magnetic and powerful, meaning that your thoughts will manifest. So that means whatever you want to focus on, okay? I just saw 444 on the screens. 4 speak to stability, structure, which also is giving me this vibe here with this card, the firm foundation. So it speaks to foundational energy. So rebuilding your foundation, maybe rebuilding the connection that you guys have, the relationship that you have, which I did mention earlier as well. So that also ties into that, I feel too, is, you know, be mindful with what you think. You know, what you focus on, you're going to get more of, and that's goes for good and bad, or at least, you know, good and challenging. Let's see, let's get one of these. And what I also just got with that Cosmic Gateway card is your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. That's also speaking to that you literally have, a lot of us know, you have the power to create your own reality. So what that's saying is you do that through your thoughts. So that's why this card with the advice is reminding you, or maybe letting you know, making you aware, okay, that your thoughts are really powerful, and you have the ability to change any situation that you decide that you want to fix or improve. Okay, so it's just a matter of getting some clarity, okay, about what's best for you guys to do that. That's the conversation you guys need to have on the best way to do that. Okay, and that will come with you both being open, okay, to seeing things from a different perspective, from maybe learning from what's already taken place, because you took that opportunity to take a step back, right? To take a step back to get that clarity, take a step back to see things from the other person's side of the story, okay, or of a situation. Divine, what other advice can you give? What other advice do you have for Debbie for her son? Relationship with her son. What other advice can we give? Justice. So justice speaks to, which we saw came up again earlier as well, but justice speaks to balance, right? Doing things right, doing what is right for all involved, doing the right thing, okay? Bringing balance, bringing peace, balancing the scales, like I said, doing things right, making right in a situation, meaning like if you know you were wrong and you know, didn't want to admit it at first, it's kind of like do the right thing. If you know you're wrong, say I'm sorry and keep it going. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. So, justice. And then I'll give you some what I'm gonna do here at the end after I get a couple from these as well. So I'm gonna give you some advice that is really blunt. So it might give you a kick, it might give you a laugh, and you know, so hopefully it makes you laugh versus pisses you off, like honestly. So, but I'll get to those here in a bit. Alright, Divine, what else? What advice can we give? What advice can we give, Debbie? Oh. Alright. So, we got 4. I'll take them. So we got patience. Pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work. Be patient while you wait and play. While you play, be patient and play whilst you wait. So this card is again speaking to pause, you know, taking that pause. And that is what I was saying with the Hangman, when I was telling you earlier about the connection, things, you know, needing to find balance and stuff like that. And then this Hangman came up again in the advice, 2 different decks, okay? So this is all talking about the pause, okay? Taking a step back. That's what this is speaking to. Taking a step back, being patient, you know, and kind of just trying to, you know, be as happy as you can be with life until things shift, okay? That's what this card is speaking to. While you wait for things to shift, just try to have fun. Enjoy yourself as much as you can while you wait for things to change and get better. It's like, don't stop life while we wait, right? So then we have freedom. Live wild and free. Choose your freedom, claim your independence, okay? So this card speaks to, you know, releasing the chains of guilt, okay? The chains that hold us to our past and mistakes we've made and things that didn't work and what we did wrong. It's like, choose your freedom and claim that you're independent from those things. They don't matter anymore, right? We're all here to learn things and experience life, okay? We're gonna mess up, we're gonna make mistakes. It's just we were conditioned to believe that, you know, we're a bad person if we mess up. We're a bad person when we hurt other people. We're a bad person, or something's wrong with us if we don't do things the way this person thinks we do. Like all kinds of crazy thoughts, okay? So this is speaking to claiming your independence from all that stuff, because it doesn't serve you where you are in life right now, okay? Cycles. Everything has its right time. It's, again, talking about timing. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic. Okay. So when we have new moons, that the new moon brings in things that we want, things that we've asked for, things that we've been trying to manifest. The full moons are periods of time where things are ending. We're trying to get rid of things, clear things up, clear obstacles and problems and challenges and things. So this is speaking to, you know, waiting on divine timing. Let timing is at play here. So you can't rush the process. And that's what the patience card was here. You know, it's kind of like, be patient while you wait for things to you know, change. But in the meantime, have fun, okay? Go on an adventure. Go get out, you know, live life while you wait for things to shift, okay? And then we have delight. Count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. So again, have fun. Like I was just saying, it's like live life while you wait. You know, don't let the shift that you're waiting for to stop you from taking steps forward and, you know, rebuilding your life and doing what you have to do to make you happy, okay? It's kind of like, don't wait. Don't put those things on hold, okay? All right, let's get a couple of these to wrap it up, and then I'll get some from the deck I was telling you about, and then we will be out of here. I hope that, like I said, I hope I was able to give you some clarity with the questions that you have. And let me know how it resonates, and, you know, if any of it makes sense at all. You don't have to give me details or whatever if you don't want to. I'm just, you know, it helps me out though to know, you know, that my methods of channeling and my methods of clearing my energy and all the things that I'm, you know, doing something correctly, because I resonate with who I read for. So it's just helpful to know. So let's see. Stay open-minded. Yes, that is very important. So with the situation, stay open-minded to what may or may not happen. Okay, open-mindedness isn't just for, you know, like something crazy to happen, but it's also for, if the shift never comes, be open-minded about it. Just kind of like, hey, if it does, it does, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, right? That's what stay open-minded is about, is not expecting anything either way, okay? Because, you know, we never know what's going to happen or what people want, what they expect. Not everybody's willing to forgive. Not everybody's willing to change. Not everybody is willing to, you know, go forward and leave the past where it is. So it's kind of like, be open-minded about things going either way. It could go either way at this point, but be positive. Stay like this one said here, always expect the best, okay? So it's talking about enjoy life, okay, in the meantime, in between time, but just know that things will work out. Trust that things will work out, because again, what you put out there, what you say, you know, it turns, our words turn to things. So it's like you have to be mindful of what you ask for. So just trust that things will work itself out. Things will get back on track, but you have to set that intention. Talk to God every morning, or whatever, you know, however you do that, and set the intention for the day, okay? With what you want, how you want things to go, how you want to communicate with someone when you talk to them. All right, Divine, let's get a couple more messages for advice. And we got kindness counts. So that really said, that goes, you know, about, that one's about, you know, small acts of kindness, the small things, just like good morning, or I just want to tell you I love you. Those little things matter, okay? I just wanted to say I love you. My mom lately has been texting me every morning, you know, just kind of like, good morning, baby girl. I love you so much, blah, blah, blah. Like just little cute things every morning. She's been doing that. And I'm just like, you know, and it makes me kind of like, damn, I know one day I'm going to miss that, you know? So it's kind of like the small things matter, okay? The simplicity of just a simple, hey, I was thinking about you. I just want you to know that, you know, I love you. type of thing. You know, the little things matter, okay? That would definitely, I feel like, help the situation. Just those small, you know, random messages or acts of kindness, or, you know, sending a couple dollars just, you know, for lunch for the day, or, you know, some little things that, you know, make people feel like appreciated, or feel like, you know, you're thinking about them, okay? Divine, let's get 2 more. Let's get 2 more messages. Have an attitude of gratitude. Yes, that one's very, 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 very. That is like the key to literally everything we want, is being grateful. Grateful for all the things that we've learned from our challenges, but being grateful that we survived every last one of them, right? If you're, it's like being here right now, watching this video means that you have survived every obstacle you've faced up until this point. That deserves gratitude in itself, let alone everything else that we have that, you know, support us and benefit us, right? Have an attitude of gratitude. Be grateful that it happened, okay? Not being sad that it's over or that something went wrong. Be grateful that you even learned what you learned from it, okay? Let's get one more. Come on, let's get one more message of advice, please. Set your intentions. What did I just say? Set your intentions for the day. Set your intentions for what you want, how you want things to go, what you want to improve. I intend for, you know, me and my son to strengthen our bond and reset the bond between us to where it's positive and it's supportive and it's loving. You know what I'm saying? That is how it's setting. That is setting intentions. Set your intentions. What do you want to see? What do you want to see improve? What do you want to see change? Okay, because it starts with yourself. When you want people to reciprocate kindness, you have to be kind. When you want people to take a compliment well, you have to be willing to take compliments well, right? So it's kind of like the reciprocation. So set your intentions on what you want to see, so the universe knows what to give you, or, you know, God knows what to send you. So let's get these and we will wrap it up. So these cards I call my my blunt ass advice cards, okay? So I'm just gonna get a couple. Like I said, some will make you laugh and some will be like, dang, like, had to say it like that, right? So let's see what we get, and then we will be out. What messages? One last messages of advice. Whoa. Ooh. Make it rain. Okay. Make it rain. I don't know what that means. What? Maybe have some fun, you know? If you can, splurge a little on yours, you know, buy yourself something nice. All right, Divine, what else do you have for advice? All right, here we go. So I was talking about, it's not everyone else's fault, it's yours. You are a grown-ass adult. Stop blaming others for your shit, okay? So this is advice for both of you, though. This isn't just for you, okay? Honestly, this advice applies to literally everybody, not just, you know, one particular person. This is everyone. We need to stop blaming people for our experiences, okay? We're grown-ass adults, so we just have to own it, right? You can't blame others for, you know, what we did or didn't do. It is what it is. There was something to learn from it, right? So just kind of like getting over that hump. Divine, let's get one more. Whoa. Stop texting, stop stalking, stop checking on that person. Just fucking stop. Spend your time on someone worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. So whether that applies or not, that could be the person that you were thinking about earlier that may be around you, somebody around you, or wanting something. That could be who that is, okay? Sometimes if we're stalking people on the low, checking up on someone, they do the same thing. And so if you've been feeling that, if you've been doing that and then you're feeling like someone's doing that to you, that's probably what it is. You guys are mirroring each other, if that applies. but that's what I'm getting with that one. So let's get one more. Okay, let's get one more. Whoa, I didn't say a book. I said one. Not a book, just one. One more. Stop talking, shut your mouth and listen. So that came up for advice. So I feel like if and when you guys decide to have a conversation, okay, there has to be a point where you guys literally take turns, where it might be tempting to talk over the other in defense, okay, in defensive mode, but there's gonna come a point where both of you are gonna just have to be quiet and let the other person express themselves and say whatever it is that they maybe feel needs to be said and has been unsaid, what they feel they need to express, what, you know, one of both of you feel like the other needs to know, or what they would like to see change and be different or be healed, okay? So, you know, sometimes you just have to stop talking and listen, right? So I'm gonna do give you a bonus real fast, okay? So I'm gonna give you a few seconds to pick a yes or no question, okay? A question that you have that you want a yes or no answer to, okay? While I shuffle, I want you to think of that question, all right? I don't know what question you're gonna ask, so because I'm doing this before you know, see it, so give you a chance to think of the question that you want a yes or no answer to, okay? And I will give you a card for that answer. And, you know, hopefully that'll help if there's something that you've been kind of like wondering about, or wondering if you should do or shouldn't do, or, you know, whatever. Give you a card here in a second for a yes or no. All right, so think about what you may want a yes or no answer to. I'll give you a card to it. All right. Do you have your answer in mind? I mean, your question? All right. Yes or no answer to Debbie's question, Divine. Yes or no answer, please. Big Happy Changes did try to pop out. I thought you should know that. That was a card that did try to pop out, but it didn't come all the way out. That's why I didn't take it. Ooh. Ask your angels is what flipped up, right? Divine, what's the yes or no question? Answer to her question. Divine, what's the yes or no answer to her question, please? Yes or no answer. What's the answer to Debbie's question, please? What's the answer? Ooh, strong no. So it's not to say never, okay? Whatever it is, but maybe just not right now, okay? So that's a pretty strong no. So whatever your question was, okay? Big no. Don't do it. At least not right now. So, well, that is all I got. I hope that was helpful. I'm sure this video collectively will be pretty lengthy, but I hope it was worth it. So for me, it was really a pleasure, you know, doing it for you. So I hope that it gave you some insight. I hope it gave you some clarity. Afterwards you listen to it and, you know, need a little bit more clarity on something that you heard, let me know, okay? And we could talk about it. So but yeah, that's all I got. I love you so much, Debbie Deb, and we'll talk soon, okay?